If I traded it all, if I gave it all.
Welcome back. Now, my next guests I have with me, Marty Sowers, and she. Are you the owner?
I am the co-owner and designated broker
of Watermark Arizona Properties, and you have some guests with you. Who are they?
I do. I have with me today J.D. Doolin of Fairway Independent Mortgage, the best mortgage broker in the city. And I also have with me Jeff Sutherland, who was also a co-founder of a major brokerage here in town in the East Valley. And he recently went over to Thomas Title and is now our title representative. So have these guys with us because a team is important in this business.
Absolutely. Now, I want to get some information out, okay?
Sure.
First of all, what's going on in the market? Because, you know, everybody, I have to ask that first.
Sure.
And find out, what is it? What's going on?
Well, there's a lot going on in the market. It is still the best time to buy or sell real estate. Real estate is still the best investment in Phoenix. Jeff, you had mentioned something earlier about that. I'm going to turn it over to you for a second.
Well, sure, right on. You know, to buy a property in Phoenix is still a great investment. Affordability is there. People's net worth is coming back because, as you know, it really suffered in the last 10 years. So millennials are starting to get back into the market. You know, 5-10 years ago, they were scared to buy a home because they saw their parents lose everything. Mm-hmm. So they weren't too excited about buying property. Now they're settling down. They're having children. They want to buy homes, which is exciting. Rentals are still, people are still making money on rentals and investments. When you're comparing our city with others like San Diego and Las Vegas, we're still a great buy. So it's a wonderful market to do business in real estate.
Okay, it's also beautiful here.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, look at it outside right now. And I've read that Scottsdale is probably one of the #1 place for people to buy and live. We have all these people that are coming in right now in droves because, you know, we've got all this, the snowbirds are back. What area of town do you work with?
We actually specialize in Northeast Mesa, East Mesa, Gilbert, and Queen Creek, with some work in Scottsdale and Chandler. We really focus on the East Valley, and it's really important to have a realtor who understands the valley and the different neighborhoods.
I want to talk about the East Valley a little bit because the reason why is, you know, when people used to think of in those areas, they didn't think the way it really is. Yeah. Let's tell them what's going on in those neighborhoods.
Well, what's going on is we have one market. So we have these public websites who love to use algorithms and use the national numbers to tell you what your home is worth. And that's fantastic. And why is it fantastic for me? Because I can prove them wrong every time and every day, right, guys? So we have a market that's actually split up into several markets. So you've got your Southeast Valley, you've got your Scottsdale, you've got your Northwest Valley, your Southwest Valley. And when you're choosing a realtor, you really want to choose one that specializes in a certain area, along with a team that specializes in a certain area. So, you know, I'm not necessarily the expert in certain parts of the West Side, and that's why we focus and specialize.
Well, in the Valley, when I want to talk about the area because it's beautiful. I mean, especially now they've just they've been doing a lot of building. A lot, you know. I don't know if this is the area completely, but Gilbert is beautiful. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Gilbert's the #1 city in terms of growth, and it's been that way for almost like 2 decades. And right now, the most dirt is moving in Gilbert, South Gilbert.
What does that mean?
Yeah, there's new construction going on all over the place in South Gilbert, more than any other area in the valley.
And both beautiful, just homes, but also there's horse property there. What else? Come on, let's sell it, guys. What's going on?
With Gilbert, what a lot of people don't understand is that Gilbert actually overtook Scottsdale in median income about 3 or 4 years ago. Right on my timing. So Scottsdale it's still a beautiful place to live, and a lot of people love it, but there are other options now. If you want that high-end home, you're not limited now to just Scottsdale. You have Gilbert, you have Chandler, and even Queen Creek, believe it or not.
It's beautiful there.
Has got some
let's
beautiful
talk about
property.
Queen Creek. That's the second highest per capita income in the state next to Scottsdale. People don't understand that, right?
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Tons of new growth down there. Last time I checked, there was like 23 new home communities right now that are in the transition part of construction. It's very, very exciting.
Right. And then, JD, I wanted you to talk a little bit about the market with respect to interest rates, because I think there's a bit of a misconception when it comes to lending and the best path. And
Can they get loans?
Why
we can get loans. There are right now interest rates are near still near record low rates. Ton of programs. We have some bond programs available for people that do need some down payment assistance. It's a great time for the last home, for that person who might be doing a 15-year fixed, last home ever. Rates are great, and there are programs coming back. The last couple years there haven't been a ton of programs because of what happened to the market, but we're going to start seeing new things come in that just opens the market to lots more buyers.
Do people have to get pre-qualified still before they get in the car to go look at a house?
If they want to get in the car
Carol.
with me, they do.
I love you, Carol. That's the number one thing you should do. That's the first thing you do, because there's so many things you need to know. What do you afford? What can you afford? What's your credit look like? What's the payment going to be on that beautiful house that you find? That's the number one thing you need to find out before you get in a car with Marty to go looking at the house.
Right. So they would first go through you, find out where they stand, obviously. And a lot of people, they have to tell the story. They have to, and everybody has a story because it's different today than it was a few years ago, many years ago now. It's
Correct.
already, we've gone through it, a few of them. But people still have issues, but they have to tell their stories, correct?
Yeah, and a lot of times the unknown is the biggest fearful for someone. They went through something, a foreclosure, a bankruptcy, a short sale. They don't know what their credit looks like. They're scared to know what it looks like.
They don't want to know. They put their head in the sand, but they want to get a house.
Usually when I tell them what they look like, they're relieved. And then we get a plan. A lot of people went through foreclosure in 08, 09, 2010. Those people now are going to re-enter the market. Not only the millennials, but now we have the boomerang buyers coming back.
Boomerang, go
There
ahead.
are over 50,000 home buyers in 2016 that are coming out of the penalty box that were penalized because of foreclosure and short sale, just in Phoenix alone.
I like the way you guys talk. The penalty box, boomerang, and it's amazing. But it is true because we are coming back. A lot of people are. Now, I want to get out your information. First of all, again, tell them the areas that you service.
We service the entire East Valley, but we really focus and specialize in Northeast Mesa, East Mesa, Gilbert, and Queen Creek.
Their phone
Are really
number
our-
is 602-740-3820. The website is Watermark Properties. That's it? No, Watermark.properties.
Watermark.properties.
I got to put that dot
yes.
bigger. See, my eyes are bad. Okay, so it's Watermark.properties. No .com. You don't need that. It's Watermark.properties. Okay, I'm going to go back over here with you, Marty.
Sure.
It's beautiful. We're going to be going to a break in just a little bit. What's out there right now? They're listening. They want to go get their homes. I mean, it's a beautiful weekend to go looking and buying a home. Go ahead.
It's a fantastic weekend to go look and buy a home. So we're talking about new construction. There's a lot of new construction in the East Valley. Just be very careful when you go to new construction. Take a realtor with you. I hear all the time, oh, I didn't want to bother you on a Saturday or Sunday. Well, unfortunately, when you don't bother me, now the realtor, the builder's realtor is now your representative. Because without me there to help you negotiate, if you want to go in and pay full list and not negotiate and just, write that check, I guess that works. But what people don't realize is that you can negotiate new construction, and we can not only help you negotiate, but also get to know you and understand your budget so that when you go to the design center and you're distracted by the pretty lights, you don't fall prey to overbuilding.
You are stuck with them because they're trained to upsell you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Marty's exactly right. I used to work
good
for a
at this.
national home builder back in the early 2000s, and
you did.
the person on the home builder site represents the builder. They do not represent the buyer. So another thing that's very important is to get an inspection. They'll tell you, you really don't need an inspection. You absolutely do need an inspection. They're going to find things that even the builder doesn't find.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, I want to talk further about some of these different things.
Okay.
Their phone number is 602-740-3820. The website, guys, is watermark.properties. You don't need the .com, so it's watermark.properties. We'll be back in just a minute.
If I traded it all, if I gave it all away for one
Welcome
thing,
back, everyone.
wouldn't
Now, we're
make
talking
me
with Marty Sauer. She has with her Jeff, it's Sutherland,
Yes.
and also J.D., is it Boolin?
Doolin.
Doolin. I'm sorry. I couldn't see my own writing.
No problem.
And you have a team here with you.
I do have a team.
And what do you want to talk about now? I know you had some things you wanted to get out.
Well, I did. We've talked a little bit about new construction, but let's talk about buying existing properties.
Okay.
There's a lot of new construction going on in the marketplace, and it's fantastic for those who it's a good fit. It's a 6-month wait time. Maybe you need to delay your purchase a little bit. You know, there's some risk with that with regard to interest rates and things where sometimes you can't lock in right away. JD can speak to that, but we've got some fantastic existing homes out there. It's never too early to start getting your plan together. I've got a listing right now in East Mesa. It's a fantastic property. Go to our website, watermark.properties, on our featured properties page.
What's it look like?
Right there at the top. It is a gorgeous 2,700 square foot, 3-bedroom, plus a den. It has the most decked out kitchen. I am telling you.
Carol, let's move in ready. It's a beautiful home. I was able to go out yesterday to the open house.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's all about the kitchen right now, isn't
I'm
it?
telling you, this thing has Wi-Fi or Bluetooth-enabled double ovens, a Bosch induction stove, soft closed doors, soft closed pull-out drawers. It even has a little caddy for your KitchenAid mixer, so you don't have to lift that thing as heavy as they are out of the cabinet. And new tile, new paint, pool, corner lot, and it's listed at $348.
Now
you
you're-
can't touch a new build for that.
Carol, you should make an offer.
Your website, it's on the website,
It is
correct?
on the website under our featured properties page, and I encourage everybody to come out and see us this weekend. And when we're on replay, you know, we may be there that weekend, or just reach out to me. But you got to see this house. It's
It is
amazing.
Watermark.properties. That's all you need. Watermark.properties. You can also call them at 602-740-3820. Well, you know, I have another question.
Sure.
What is the difference when you're buying? What do you feel what's the difference between buying obviously a new home as opposed to when you go out there and you're looking at these, you know, I mean, what is the difference?
The biggest difference to me is, well, list price and what you pay, just like a car, which terrible analogy, but it's still the best one I have. When you buy a new car and you drive it off the lot, the value drops. It's the same with a home. You're not going to be able to turn around and sell that home immediately and get what you paid for it, because you're going to be competing with other new construction, and now you're an existing home. So that's one of the first and foremost things. The other thing is you get a dirt backyard. You don't get window treatment. So I tell people, if you're going to buy new construction, you better have 10 grand in the bank to spend on the little things that you're going to want right away.
And by the way, I think they give you, but they also make you, I'm not sure if I remember correctly, all those years ago, that they make you take care of certain things no matter what, because that's what they want. That's part of the being in a homeowners association,
right.
all that, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
Window treatments in the front are an immediate, not really the biggest expense. Your biggest expense is going to be one of two things. It's going to be landscaping your backyard so you don't have dirt, and it's going to be, oh, I have a beautiful new home, now I need new furniture. Because
Right.
people don't think about that.
Yeah, in my case, I just bought a 15-year-old home, and I have 3 AC units, and they're about ready to all go out. Those are not cheap,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah. Well, and we've got home warranties and things that we can put in place to
Right.
help cover homeowners, and I always recommend a home warranty for at least the first year when you buy an existing home to help offset those potential issues for sure.
Tell them again the property, what you got there, so they can hear it again.
Oh, the property I have listed that it's in East Mesa. It's in Sierra Ranch 2. It is a almost 2,700 square foot, almost quarter-acre corner lot, pool, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. All the baths have been updated. I didn't even get that in. I mean, the feature sheet on this thing is 2 pages long because I couldn't get it all on 1 page.
Wow.
These people have really decked out their homes, and unfortunately they're leaving it to relocate. So they had a job change that they weren't expecting, and I'm telling you, it's the best value in East Mesa right
And
now.
it's listed at?
$348.
Again, it's Watermark.properties, and their phone number is 602-740-3820. 888-888-8220, and it is a beautiful weekend to do that.
Can I brag about Marty for a second?
Go ahead.
Okay, I've literally led over thousands of agents. I've owned a couple of brokerages, and I've never met an agent that fights as hard for her clients as Marty. There's a term in real estate called fiduciary, and that's what she does. She really protects the client's interest above anyone else's interest in the transaction, which is really awesome. So that's why I love working with her.
That's great. Now, let me ask you some other things here, going real quickly. Some people do try and do these things themselves without a real estate agent. What do you feel about that?
Well, let me tell you what I feel about that. In Arizona, we are one of the few states that is actually governed by law with respect to our real estate. So it's pretty risky to do that. Also, in order to have access to the proper contracts and documents, you have to be a licensed realtor to have legal access to those documents. Those documents have been pored over by dozens of attorneys to make sure we protect. I think the biggest risk to a seller selling on their own without a realtor is the disclosures. We have this lovely little thing in Arizona called warranties that survive closing. So let's say a buyer buys your home from you direct, you use an attorney, and good luck getting an attorney that specializes in real estate because most of them represent brokers, right, Jeff? Yep. So you're not going to get somebody who works real estate full time because they all represent us, and that would be a conflict of their fiduciary. So you really run the risk of some legal issues down the road. Let's say you didn't disclose something or you didn't even know you needed to. And then in 2 years, the buyer comes back, and guess what? That couple grand you saved, which is about what the savings is, in dollars, is going to cost you down the road. There's also a statistic out there. Jeff probably has it. I don't. But on average, the for sale by owners get significantly less in their price for as compared to listings that are represented by a qualified realtor.
Well, it used to be a long time ago, way different. Life in general was,
Sure.
Today really, I think having representation really is so important, no matter what you're doing, really.
Absolutely, Carol. You always want to hire a professional. Even as a buyer, the last thing you want to do is look up a listing on one of those websites and go call the number on the sign. That person is representing the seller. You need your own representation.
Yep.
So you don't ever want to call the number on the sign and try to make an offer without someone representing you.
Well, unless it's my sign.
Unless it's Marty's
Now,
sign.
also, who pays who?
Okay, great question. Buyers. New construction, new investment property, existing home. Doesn't matter. Buyers, you get us for free. And so many buyers don't understand that. The seller always pays the commission, whether it's the builder, whether it's the seller of an existing home. It costs the buyer absolutely nothing to have representation from us. We never charge our buyers for representation.
Is that you in general, or is it the way it goes?
It's the industry in general. There is a contract out there where if the realtor is not paid a certain amount of money, then the buyer will make up the difference. I personally don't use that because we're a service-based business. And Jeff is also my business coach, and he gets a little mad at me sometimes because I tend to give things away. My husband's probably listening going, ah.
That's a good thing, though, not a bad thing necessarily.
It's not always bad. You're right, absolutely.
It's important. We are very service-based. We are very customer-focused. We are very results-oriented. And basically the bottom line is what that means for you is you're going to get realtors who just care.
Let's also talk about the importance of your team.
Sure.
I want to know why it's so important to have a team like yours that's, that you've put together.
Sure. Well, there's a page in my listing presentation that's called "It Takes a Village," and it takes a village to get a deal closed properly. JD is my preferred lender. He's the one I refer to because he's never closed late. I've never had a lender cause late closing, and I love the fact that I can get on the air and actually say that because it is absolute truth. We've had late closings, but not because of a lender delay. It was either a seller delay or something like that. But JD is great at his job. He answers his phone. If he's at his son's baseball game on a Friday night, he picks up the phone. I called him the other night at 8 o'clock when I was sitting down with clients at the table. We had a couple of questions. He, like us, he is very service oriented and service based. Thomas Title is the same way. They are very focused on getting it done right. I have some Wall Street experience, so I'm a walking, talking spreadsheet. So there's the nurturing side, mom side of me, and then there's the let's get it done and let's get it done right side of me.
It is
These guys share that.
It is a great time to buy. It is a beautiful time of the year to be out there and looking at houses. Go up online, check out that house that she's got online. Go ahead, say what it is again.
www.watermark.properties and the featured properties tab, and we'd love to see you this weekend.
The number is 602-740-3820. Again, check them out on their website. It is Watermark.properties, and go out there and get yourself a beautiful home. If you're looking at those constructions, you need them anyway. Again, it is 602-740-3820. It's Watermark.properties.
If I traded it all